Welcome back, viewers. In the previous lecture we created this simple index page in the style sheet file for this project. Now let's create the first, the header for this layout. So in 3 different lectures we'll create the header and then this area and the footer as well. So let's start with the first one. So basically for the header we'll first remove this, and for the header we need to add some classes. For example, the first class, some div tags, div HTML tags with some CSS classes or IDs in order to design this layout. So the first one will be a div with the class container, and after this container, this is a container. Okay, I close this. Inside this we'll have a div with id is equal to or class or id is okay, id header head wrap, and this will also be closed. Now inside this we have another div which has an id header, and inside that div we have an image. We will add some inside this, and we need to add some nice documentation in shape of comments, so it will be better. Container starts from here. These comments are not visible in the browser, just for documentation and understanding purpose. Container ends, so the container starts from this and ends here, and the head wraps ends here. And just copy this thing, paste it here. Head wrap starts, and then after that this is the header, basically the header itself. Header, and header ends here. Header ends and header starts, so you can see that which section has been started where. Now here we will add some content, but before that we need to add some classes and IDs. This is the class and other two are IDs in the style.css file. So first of all we'll remove this body because we don't need this. But before creating the classes we need to add the reset CSS code. Reset CSS code, just write in Google reset CSS code and click the first page, or you can find there are many, and just on the first page go and copy this code which is available there, and just Control C to copy, paste it in the file, and just remove this until some additional code, just remove them and keep the body and the HTML5 and the other CSS reset code here. Just I will remove the font inherit and vertical, just the font inherit and the font size, because we will define this or on. I will remove this as well. Only the margin will be 0, padding will be 0, border will be 0, and this is the CSS reset code just for resetting the default browser styles, because every browser has a default style sheet which automatically applies on all pages or files you view in a browser. So we have just removed all the default CSS by the browser, so we have removed that by adding this reset. Now we'll create our own here. First of all we'll create a container div and container class, and class is always created with the dot sign in CSS. So I'll say container because we have added this there, and we'll say some styles like margin. We don't need to do anything with this basically, because we can simply say margin 0, padding 0, and we need to add a background color here. Just background color we can get from W3 Schools. Just write a keyword in Google, HTML color names, and you will find the first page of W3 Schools, where you can find all the color names in color codes. You can select any color from here, but our required color is this one for the header, for which you can also use for picking a color you can also use ColorZilla, which is an extension for Chrome browser. So I click it and I click this to get the sorry, I need this color for the head, for the main container. So I will again click ColorZilla. It will pick this color, has been automatically picked, and I will save it, paste it here, and that's it. And I will also add this background to the body tag here. Control S to save. Now just come and refresh this. You can see there is the background color. Now we need to create this header area. So first of all, let me create another ID. So the class is always created with the dot sign in CSS, and the ID is created with the hash sign. We will say head underscore wrap, which we have already added here. You can see head underscore wrap is the ID, and the classes for this will be something like width is equal to 100% basically, because we want to make it full width, and padding will be padding will be 0, and background will be something like this color. Again, pick this color from here, paste it here, Control S to save, and we need to also specify the height for this, which will be 100 pixel only, and there will be a border bottom of 5 px, solid brown will be the color, and this will be solid and 5 pixel in size. So we just refresh this page. You can see here it's simple, nice, same like this one. Now we can actually add the logo here. So we'll say image img source. This is inside the header. We have not yet styled up the header here, so we can first do that by just creating an ID, the header, and inside the header we will say margin will be zero auto, means from top and bottom the margin will be 0, and from left and right it will be auto means it will be centered aligned. And the padding we can say 10 pixels, and we'll say something, okay, let's keep it like this. Now we'll add image, which is inside the images folder, and the logo name is logo.png. So that's the logo. Let's refresh the page, and you can see logo is here. Now we'll say style float lift. This will be lift, floated lift. Refresh again, so you can see it here, but we actually need to go and see what is actually there, what we need for this header. Margin 0 auto, padding 10 pixels. Okay, we need to actually say padding header. Okay, we need to add margin margin 0 auto here as well. Control S to save, refresh the page, and margin 0 auto, header margin 0 auto. What we have here, it's all okay. Margin 0 auto, padding 10. Oh sorry, we need to say padding 10 to this one, 10px to the head wrap actually. Refresh, and you can see now this is okay, fine. Oh sorry, we have not defined the width of this header, so we need to give a width like 1000 pixels and height the same 100 pixels. We need to actually add the height and width to this header. This will work fine. Now refresh the page and you can see it's here, looking nice and simple. So after this, now we need to create a form. A form method of this form will be post, and action page will be is equal to something, I mean the same index page, or we'll add this later, you know, this is a simple form. So in this form we'll add three input tags. The first one will be text, or yes, text, and name of this will be email, and placeholder, which is a dummy text, that will be is equal to email. That's it. Another input tag will be about password. Type will be password, name will be is equal to pass, placeholder will be is equal to some star signs. That's it. And the last one will be type submit, name is equal to sub, and value, which is the text on the button, will be login. That's it. Control S to save, and now let's just come here, refresh the page. You can see there's like this one. We have to make them beautiful and nice, so for that we'll actually add an ID to this form. It will be ID form1, and Control S to save, and come here and we'll just design it a little bit. So come here, create form1, and just say float. First of all, float will be right. Float means that the alignment, basically we added float left to this logo, so this is now float lifted, and to this will be float right. So both will be having some nice, you know, floating. So refresh the page and you can see that is now right. So we can do something more with that. Padding top 50px, and line height will be 100px. So just refresh and you can see this is here because I have added line height as well as padding, so I need to remove the head padding basically. So it will be center aligned now. This is on the exact location where we want it, and this is the logo. Now I will also add a little bit styles to this. The input tags inside the form1, which we can directly target by first giving the ID and then saying there is an input tag. We'll say width should be for example 250 pixels or 150 pixels. That will be fine. and height should be 20 pixel. Let's Control S to save and come here, and you can see these are now bigger, and we can also say padding 10 pixels. These styles are for the inputs push, and you can see these are now looking nice, better. And if we add a little bit padding to this image, that will also be better. So just will go here. Float lift and padding 5px. Let's hit Control S to save, press, and this is from the top basically. This is from the top. I need to actually remove this padding, and let's check what happens. Refresh. Yes, now this is fine because the problem was created by that. And we can also now this, instead of this login form, we can add a button here. I mean this submit, we can make it a button, like button name is equal to login, and just we'll write login on this button. Nice and simple. Just refresh the page and you can see login. We can add some styles to this button as well. Just go here and copy this whole, just paste it below this and say instead of input, now button. Inside the form 1 there is a button which should be this, height should be that, and padding should be this one. Just refresh and you can see this is still not looking nice, but let me remove the padding. Control S to save, refresh, and this is okay, fine. And we'll add line height to this, which will be something like 50 pixel. Now refresh the page and there we have a nice button. We want to add the same here, you know, like this one. So let me stop this tutorial here, and in the next video we'll complete this, as well as we'll add this form and these images. Stay tuned.